Hello, welcome to Comfy Cozy Up. So we are now in June, so I'm going to be talking about the books that I read in May. And for May, I read 5 books, and for the most part, I loved it. I had a really good reading month. And so I'm going to talk about the first book, was Tangier by Christine Megan. And this book, I at first wasn't sure what it's about, and I'm glad I didn't at first because I love the twist and turn this book put me on. So this is a book, it's a psychological thriller. So the cover kind of doesn't represent what you think it is, but it is a good story. This is a story that surrounds two women who met in college, and their relationship was a bit interesting, and something bizarre and tragic happened and separated them. And then one went to Tangier with her new husband, and the other one showed up at her door, just showed up. And as you're reading it, you're hearing both versions of what happened, and you're kind of not sure who is telling the truth, and you're not sure who's actually obsessed over who. And it's one of those stories that took you can't stop turning the pages because you really want to know who's who and who is really telling the truth. And as you find out who it is, you're kind of like, okay, and you kind of feel uncomfortable at times because there's this, it's bizarre, but you're kind of rooting for people that you probably shouldn't root for. But you kind of also like, in a weird, it's just weird, but it's a good weird. I love this. I did do a review on my blog. I posted on, but I think if you're into like those like psychological twisted characters, you will enjoy this one. The next book is called Behind the Bars, and this is a new one from Brittany Cherry, and she's doing a series that surrounds music. And in this one, you have like the cliche kind of character where, you know, the high school kid that's bullied and the popular girl. But it's even though it's cliche, I think how she approached it was to me interesting. But it's not it doesn't stay that way. They do, it's like a part 1 and 2 where they get to be an adult and there's things that's happening. But as they were teenagers, something tragic happened that really changed one of the character. And music was never a part of their life after the fact because they just couldn't cope. So as an adult, you get to see how they were able to fall in love with music again and find some form of healing, but not quite the healing, but how to cope with what happened to them when they were younger. And I loved it. I love that, you know, the character also loved to write and was able to write down their feelings when things got crazy mentally for them. And this is something that Brittany Cherry does. She tends to do books that deal with mental health and different kind of way that mental health can affect someone's life and change someone. And this is why I really feel like she's one of those romance novel author that is not the typical oh, I'm just going to meet you, fall in love, and that's it. No, she tries to push stories that affects everybody in different ways. And I really thought she did good in this one. It is a little dark for a romance novel, but it's the kind of dark that you can still appreciate and get something from it. So I was all for that one. So the next book I read was Piecing Me Together by Renee Watson. And this book I started earlier, a couple months ago, and I just wasn't ready for the storyline at first. I put it back down. And I picked it up this month, and I found that it was really good. It is a YA book, but it's a book that I feel like everybody, no matter what age you are, can learn from. It deals with, you know, knowing when and how to use your voice. So we have a young girl who is going to a private school in a predominantly white area, and she is given these opportunity, but not because she is a bright student. She is, you know, have very good grades and do everything that she's supposed to do in order for her to want to succeed and, you know, in life. But she's given these opportunities because of where she lives and where her family's circumstance. And it's sometimes insulting, but she doesn't say anything, and she feels like she can't say anything because, you know, it's an opportunity. Why not take it? So one of the opportunities she got was a mentorship, and it was someone felt like she needed to be mentored. And how she's able to take that situation that was not fair and, you know, really not right, she somehow used it and learned something from it and benefited from it and was able to get to use her voice to get other things that she wanted And that's what I love about this story. It's, you know, saying that yes, some opportunity that you may get might have come to you in a negative way, but you still can find something positive out of it to use in your life to benefit you. And I think this is why this story is just not just for YA, for young adults. I think adults can learn something from this story. And I love that it dealt with the stereotypes that where if someone is from the inner city, it's almost, people almost assume that they don't have any positive influence in their life, or they don't have a good family background, a good strong disciplinary parents in their life. And it's, you know, I love that they tackled this story in that way and talked about these stereotypes that people assume that if somebody lives in a poor neighborhood that they're not being raised right or not being raised with positive things in their life, and that's not the case always, you know. So I love this story. I think it's a good one. I think it's a book that I think a lot of parents should want their kids to read, and a lot of adults should want it because it can really even relate to a job setting. So that's why I think this book is really, really good. The next book I read is a romance, and it is part 2 to the Rush series, and this is called Rebel Heart. And I love the second one a little bit more because it was more dramatic, and there's a lot of things going on. But I'm not going to talk much about it because I did record a video for the review, because I'm going to review both books for the full series, and that will be after this video, I think. Anyway, the last book, of course, is Augusta, and this is by Camilla. And oh my god, this book was my favorite book of the month, and one of my favorite books for the year as well. You know, it came close. It came close to the Book of Night Women, but I would say this is a 5-star. It is amazing. I did a video review of it. If you haven't seen it, go watch. But if you're looking for something different, something good, something that has like that poetic writing, a story that could give you some twist and turn, a little bit mystical, but also has some history in it, and you just want something different, pick it up. It is only about 239 pages, so you know it's not long at all, but it will put you, take you on a ride. It will put you in a mood that you're gonna, thinking about all kind of things. I am still on a high from this book. I'm still telling everybody to pick it up. So read it, guys. It's very good. And that was the last book I read. I haven't read anything since. It's been about a week now. I am going to get back into reading, but it was just like I just want to have my moment with with this book and relax. And that is it, guys. So if you read any of these books, let me know. What was your favorite book that you read in May? Put that in the comment section. I'm always looking to see what people are reading and what people are really in love with. And, that's it. Thanks for watching, and have a good day. And also, if you subscribe to my channel, thank you. I appreciate it. I've got a lot of new subscriptions in the last couple of months, and people have been commenting and liking my videos, and I really appreciate it. It feels good. June will be approaching my 1 year on BookTube, and I'm enjoying every moment of it. It's just great to be talking about books and things that I love. And thank you, guys, and have a good day. Bye.